Sequenced collections. These are the, you can say, new interface, and JDK is released in 21 release. So in Java 21, uh, that was released just 19 September, and in you can talk about the JEP 431. JEP means JDK enhancement proposals, in where they have implemented the sequence collections. So we are going to deep dive and understand what is sequence collections and where we can use it. Already before discussing these sequence collections look like a collection. Yes, you are right. This is a collection. So the first, let's see, already Java have a collection frameworks. So question is that what is this new collection, sequence collections? What the additional things? So first, today uh, we are going to cover basics, what collections existing frameworks and what are the missing things, and these sequence collections how can fulfill those missing things. Okay, so let's look the existing collection frameworks, interfaces and API. If you talk broader perspective, so collections interface in a existing collection frameworks are divided in the basically two categories, because there are two groups. One is the collections of object and one is the maps of object. So generally till now, whenever we are going to collecting object, so this two way we can store or manage. One way, just we can wanna create a bucket or space, and whatever the collections of object you are getting, just going to store here, going to store here, going to store here, going to store here, whatever the space available. That means just we are collecting object. And later part, someone interested to retrieve or get, we are providing the facility so that key one, two are all stored object in collections we can get. This is the one mechanism. And we have another mechanism like a map. Means whenever we are want to store informations a particular object, but say keep first we have to bound this object to the particular key, so that this uh, object can be easily recognized, easily get. So there are two terminology you can say. One is the collection. Collection just is storing flat object value, whatever the object value you have. But in the case of map, maps have a different data structure, and say ki, I am going to store all the values, it's okay, but each value we have bound a particular key, particular key, particular key. So till now, these are two collections we many times use. Whenever you want to just collection, collections of employee, collections of department, collections of anything, we can do using a collection. And similarly, sometime I want to collect all the object, but each object must bound with a specific value. Then we can use a map. That's good. So let's move to the next and look what do you mean by collections. So Java have a rich set of you can say API for these collections. So collection is the interface, and this interface have lots of sub interface. Let's about the list, set, sorted set, navigational set, queue, DQ. That means they have a different kind of flavor. Here the list is we can use just storing data in the form of look like array, just storing an index position with data are stored in this list. Set and this list are allowed to store data, maybe duplicate data or non-duplicate, both are allowed. But in the case of set, set is only decided we can use set when you want to store values, but each value must be maintained some level of uniqueness. I want to store only unique value, I don't want to store duplicate value. So in this scenario we can use set. So overall you can say categorize these collections interface to two kind of things. One is the list and another is the set. And set for design to support uniqueness, not allow duplicate, and list is just storing data, maybe duplicate, maybe non-duplicate, maybe unique, whatever the things. And this is the additional feature. If this is the unique sort set, then you have a sort and navigate, and similarly you have a Q and DQ, lots of things. So these set of sub interface is come under the collection interface. And similarly, these all are the interface, and there are some more interface in Java 5 introduce some concurrent support. Means ki whenever our application run more as a multi-threaded environment, at that time sometime we have the thread safety problem. So those thread safety problems Java also given the concurrent API. So we have the blocking queue, transfer queue, block T queue. So these are the concurrency API, and these are your simple API, single threaded application. But objective, this collections we are going to store object value. Object value may be support duplicate or maybe not support duplicate. So in this case, not support duplicate, you can use sit. Support duplicate, you can use the list. Okay, these are item. Now let's look the another kind of groups where we are going to store object value. We are going to store object value, but each object value we bound to the particular key. Object value 2 bound to the particular key. Object 3 particular key. So for that, we have a again different side of a sub interface, like again sorted map, navigational map, and similarly for support the multi-threaded environment, we have the concurrent hash map and concurrent navigational hash map. So map also have a both single threaded application and concurrent threaded applications. They have a different map version available. So objective here, we are going to store objects value in the map format. That means each value are bind with a particular key. Whenever we are getting a key, quickly get the so map have a, what the additional benefit? Map we can easily get the particular value because we have already know this value is bound to the particular key. So if you have a key, get the value. That's as of now goods. So if let's look the behind this all the collections frameworks, Java implemented lots of different data structures. Like for I say if you like basic interface set, so you notice set support the uniqueness. So they have implemented maybe hash table data structure, maybe arrayable data structure, balance tree, linked list, hash table plus linked list. Different data structures is already implemented by this interface, yeah, JDK implementation. So just we have to, if I want to hash set kind of a data structure, you can use just hash set that support the duplicate uniqueness way. If you want to make some sorting, you have to use the tree set. Maybe you want to maintain the insertion order, then you have to use the linked list plus hash set. Similarly, for allow duplicate, we have a good option array list, we have a linked list. Similarly qdq, we have a similarly map, have a hash map, tree map, linked hash map. So these are the different interface and corresponding different implementation classes we can use to this interface. Whenever I am going to use this interface, we need the corresponding implementation class. Without, I cannot use interface because interface just define the set of methods who can implement. So JDK not just define an interface for the collection framework. Apart from that, they also provided corresponding implementation classes with a well-defined data structure. Good example like array list. This is the resizable array data structure implemented. Like hash map, hash table implementation, tree map, balanced tree implementation. So JDK, Java Collection Framework, not just expose the interface but also implemented corresponding implementation classes so that as a Java developer can just feel freely use these implementation classes. So question, what is the sequence collection and what kind of a purpose they're going to solve? So till now the existing collections, we have two kind of things. One is the collections, and one is the map. Two kind of things generally we understand. Collection is just storing the all the object, one object, two object, three object, four. And in the case of map, we are storing object value, but with the help of particular key, particular key, particular key. So here sequence collections add the additional functionality in the both collections, maybe in the collections or a map. What they added here, say now as a user of these collections, I am going to add some specific operation, like I want to first object here, I want to last object, I want to remove the first one, I want to remove the last one. So these are functionality previously sequence collection. As a programmer, as a Java developer, our responsibility, I have to going manually find out which is the first and remove them, which is the last, remove them. So these functionality which are currently, as a Java developer, we manually write code for that. Now sequence collection fulfill this purpose, and they say I as a sequence collection is supported this operation, and these operations are not you can do on your existing collections, on your existing map. That is a very beauty. They have not Java designers just implemented completely new interface and new implementation. No, they have incorporated in existing Java collection framework. So you can say sequence is one more interface in a Java collection frameworks. So let's look where it fits. So I discuss sequence collections is the, as I say, sequence collections is just as a collections whose elements have defined a encounter order. So here they meant, as a name suggests, sequence. Sequence is arrange element in a particular order. So as name say, sequence collections. Now we are going to create a collection. That collections have some particular order, maybe first, maybe last. So due to that, Java designer say, we are going to implement new interface, that is the sequence collection interface, sequence set interface, sequence map interface. So now in existing your set and map, two groups of your collection, in both case now we, if needed, all the arrangement of the element go in a particular order, then developer can use this sequence collection interface. So let's look the fit. If you look the existing overview of the collection framework, as we discussed, high level Java collection framework divided into two parts. One is your collection interface, another is the map interface. So till now, before we have a similarly like here, collections have a like a existing interface set for support the non-duplicate. Existing collection interface have a list that support the duplicate. I have a queue operations support the queue operations. Now notice in the same collections hierarchy, new two more interface are introduced by the JDK 21 is the sequence collection interface and one is the sequence set interface. If you want to hear all these things are the for maintain the uniqueness, that means set. So for similarly now they introduce the sequence set interface, and this interface is already implemented by existing Java library interface like sorted set, like navigational set, maybe your linked hash set. So whenever I am going to use the sequence set, I am not going to write the new different implementation class. Just we are going to use the existing implementation class like a linked hash set. Similarly, in the case of list, we are using the list. List have array list. Generally, we are using list. Now, I want the sequence collection facility like add first, add last, get first, get last. So for this, we can just instead of using this list interface, we can use the sequence collection directly. And sequence collections have defined this additional function, like your data going to arrange a particular order. Similarly, for other direction, like in the case of map, whenever we're going to put value, so now they have introduced more interface like a sequence map. This map fulfill our same requirement like existing interface like linked hash map or your sorted map. They by default implemented Java, not implemented new implementation classes. Existing interface implementation classes of the map are going to support this sequence map as well as. So beauty is that this three new interface for one, two for collections, one for map, sequence collection and sequence set, and map for the sequence map. And good part is that this interface you can directly use in your existing implementation classes like array list, like a linked hash, like a linked hash map. So whenever I'm going to demo, it will very easy for using your existing code. So let's look the what kind of methods they define like sequence collections. So as a sequence collection is just a new interface that is the sub interface of your collection interface as diagram depicted, and these are the new additional methods are defined in this sequence interface. That means ki now if I am going to use the sequence collections, these methods we are get like add first, add last, get last, remove last, and even this the reversed. So let's look some example here about the sequence collection. I am going to simple. So let us here like we can create the like new sequence collections, and I am saying it's just for integer. I am going to process integer and just some numbers, and here I can say now notice this is the interface. So how I am going to use need the implementation class. So notice this is the Java interface and they have extended from the another interface, collection interface. So how I am what the implementation class? The good part, Java designer in JDK 21 they have not introduced any new classes. Whatever you previously using the same they can work because this interface are plug-in between your collection interface and list interface. So now here we can use your new array list. It's work, right? So here instead of list, here you can use your sequence collection. If you want your collections maintain particular order. So now all the functionality of the here, all the functionality previously like we say numbers dot add, we can do, yes we can do like number 4, numbers A9, number 3. These are the existing function, it works. There is no any kind of your harm, right? And even you can print this value and you can get the existing. So here look like there is no any change. The existing methods of your array list add work, but now this you are referencing in the sequence collection. Now here we can get the additional methods. Let's here I in this case I want what is the first element or what is the last element. If so, now instead of this, I can say, hey, numbers collection dot get first. So now we are getting as a first element. So these are the additional thing. I want to get the last number. Surely we have a previously these are the method not available. Now your array list class have this method. So you can say, hey, numbers, I want to get last my and say do and just print and check. So you can get your last row. So in this way, these are the very simple. You just here instead of list, you can use the sequence collection. And now you can get the first and last. Even I can here already existing. Here I can going to I am going to add hey numbers dot add first. And first element I want to go 100. And after this you can check the number and first and last. Okay, so let's check the output. So these are the very handy method, very easily method. Sometime our application required to get first last. Now notice here, this is the original number. Now first is the 5 and 7, and similarly here I add the first 100. Now notice the 100 is first. What is the first element? 100. What is the last element? Similarly we can add the last element as well, as say numbers dot add last element. So here I am going to add the number in the last, right? So let's check. So in this way, these are the very handy simple methods, and in your existing array list now by default implemented. So Java not introduce new classes, so you have to remember, you just now these classes have a additional method available. Now there is the first and last. Even we have an option, so we can add first, we can get first, we can you upon remove. So let's say I want to, hey numbers dot remove uh, remove first element. I want to remove the first element and check the my existing. Okay, and let's run. So in this way we are able to remove the first. Simple. Now notice here, this is the our we have removed this. Let me just before that I print here, and after let's see, I just run it. Okay, run it. So here before we have a like complete number, like this is the complete our 100 and 900. So here say I have just removed 900. So notice here 900 was removed. Right here 900 was removed. And let's we have also option. Let's we check like numbers dot remove last. Okay, so now our last so if you again check, the last number also remove. So that's very simple method, but sometime for generally in the array list you have to find the last. Manually you can, programmer can write the code to get the first, get the last, remove first, remove last, but they have going to write manually code. So Java nowadays, after 21, you don't need to write a manually code for finding the first, finding the last, removing the first, and removing the last. This your array list class already provide this method. Just you can use the reference of your sequence collection. Right? Even one more function they have, like your numbers dot reverse. This is the new methods also given. So notice here, whenever you do reverse, and if you're not collecting the reverse value and you just print it, okay, print it, and let's look, they are not getting the output. What the output you are getting as impacted. So I am invoking the reverse function, but I am not getting any reverse. But reverse is not modify the your original list. You have to collect in a particular variable. Now they return the your reversed numbers. So please note, whenever you call reverse, they are not modify the original your collection. Instead of just they give the different view of the same. Right? Notice here this is the original and this is the reverse. So question, if this is my original list and I reverse with a new output, what happen? I some add here or I remove something. What happen about this list? This will impact or not? Let's check. Because now till before whatever the function add first last, they are just modify the existing original list, yeah, array list. let's see here, I am going to add in this reverse. I am going to say, hey reverse, add, let's one number, let's 88. So what will be the impact in both? Let's check both. What happened in the numbers and what happened in the reverse. I added in the reverse. So let's check. So these are the very be understandable. Whenever I'm going to use the reverse, reverse just return the view. Notice both places they are modified. Reverse, your original number also modified and your reverse also modified. So please note, whenever you are going to do any kind of operations on your reversed sequence, they are changing your original. Okay, let's I want to say reverse dot add last new method, not right 99, and let's check again both. So this is be carefully whenever you are going to use the working on the reversed method. Reverse just a view of your original, but any addition modifications can impact on both. Notice both have a this number. Reverse have a both number 88 and 89, but here also have a 88 and 89. Okay, let's what happen if you remove from the reverse. Let's I am going to hey reverse string reverse list dot, let's remove the last one. I want to remove the last. So notice reverse have a last 99. So this will be going to remove. So let's check both again and run it, and you observe that we have removed last from the reversed, and so reverse must have a removed. Reverse removed here. Notice reverse removed here, but corresponding original also removed. Notice 99 here also removed. So all these operations of the add, modify, deletes are impacting are your original. Be careful while using this reversed function. Reverse just give you the reverse view of your data in the different reverse order. But any operations that modify here in the reverse, they are not going to modify here, actually modify the here also as a original copy of this. So this is the point we have. Be aware whenever we are going to use a reverse function of the sequenced, right? So lots of permutation combination you can try here, but these are the 5 new methods available in your sequence collection interface. One is your add first, add last, remove first, remove last, and reversed. Okay, this clear. So similarly, you can use your similarly like collect sequence set or sequence map. Let's one example for sequence set as well as. So question is that sequence set, let's for number set. Okay, question, how I am going to create the object of the set? Is there any new implementation classes? No, you can use the existing. Look the diagram. Notice here your sequence set already you can use this your linked hash set already implemented existing classes, right? So let's here you can say new linked hash set. It's work for you, and here you are able to add whatever the functionality like add whatever the number like 7, whatever the set number, add existing your function of your set is works here. Okay, here your work. Okay, sets work. Now you are using sequence set. The sequence set operations you also can do here like add first, last, get everything, right? So now we are getting a set 2 number. Let's do like here set start add first. I want to add first 100, and let's check. So same behavior like array list. Similarly, your sequence sets also offer the same functionality. Just use them. You are already using the linked hash set, but now linked set have an additional functionality. Maybe you want to last. We can see same again. Set start add last and just 99. Okay, similarly from, so here you can get, even you want to get and remove all this work same as your sequence collection, a similarly sequence set. Notice here both are, maybe you want to remove, can just remove the first, dot remove first, and this will remove the first from the set. Okay, these are operations just you can try, and similar, very simple, you can say additional, have similarly same behavior as a like last, same behavior as a your like a reverse have just give the view of your, like here I want to say, hey, uh, sets give me, I want to reverse, same function here reverse, you are receiving a reverse sequence. Okay, and so you will get the reverse. Okay, so these are the very, you can say very, you can say additional flavor now developer have to save time to unnecessarily going to implement these methods, right? And similarly, like I said, similarly we have a sequenced map. Similarly, but here have a some, you notice the map have a some kind of key value concept. So the method name look like a change, like you can say put first and put last. Till now, before that, whenever you are working on a map is implemented on the concept of your hash data structure, and depend upon your key value, maybe data can be in any order, right? So here now we have to ensure my first value should or last value should. Similarly, you want to get first entry or last entry. So these are for the get operation. You want to remove, so they have not words like remove, they have option poll. Poll means you want to poll first entry, and after polling you're getting a data, and from the map this is the removed. Similarly for poll last entry. And let's look at the example. So here like we have a sequence map. Sequence map. Here let's a key, let's a integer, and let's value string. Okay, and here map question, what kind of object I'm going to say for the sequence map. Again same as look the diagram, already this sequence map is a part of your middleware. So these implementation classes you can directly use like linked has map. Okay, so simply say new linked hash map. Now your implement existing linked hash map work for your sequence map, and existing functionality of your like a map, like put is also put, let's value one say I1. Okay, and like a 5. Okay, like a 6. Okay, so here as our map. So existing map functionality are not any kind of a change, work as usual put method, but here you have a now more capability. Now no, this is the map, it's work, I want to add a first. So here say hey map, I want to add in the first, put first place let's value 0, and the value may be 0. Okay, so here you notice we are getting the added new one map entry at the first position, not the right. This is a very nice feature. Sometimes in our map I want to first, I want to last. This help us. Maybe I want to put not a first, I want to put a last. Map dot put a last, and here say last value 9. Let's example and a 9. Okay, and just check the value. Right, so these map many times I also feel these are the very new method like get first and last, sometimes save our developer time to finding out the first and minimum. Let's say I want to first value or last value, easily you can notice the first and last here 9, and even you can perform the get operation. Hey map dot get I want to first. Okay, uh, your first your first entry. Okay, you get the first entry of the map. You want to last entry of the map, you can get a last entry as well as. So these are, you can say, handy methods available, and you can notice the first entry, yeah. Or even you say, okay, hey map, give me the your last entry. Okay, you give me this last entry, what is the last entry in this map contain. So, and even want to get, and same time I want to remove as well as. So instead of get, notice after getting, still if you print the map have all this data, just here returning the value. But sometime I want to get and also remove from the map. Maybe many places whenever we are implementing some such algorithm where I want to get value from the map, but after getting I don't want value in the existing map. So is it possible? Just say, hey map dot poll this poll with the first entry, and just I want to print this is my first entry, and let's check after the what happened the map. Till now go to the first and last, your map still contain all the value. Now here let's I poll first one, and after that look the map, you what the map contain. So let's look here. We have poll the zero value and look the original map. Original map not contain the zero because you have the poll. Poll means getting the value and removing from the map. That's maybe map dot you want to poll last element. These are the very, you can say, useful method in near future, because for this many times as a V developer writing the manual code to polling data from the map, and maybe first maybe last. Let's here I want to last, and let's check the map again, test the map, and you can get the map value. So these are the very handy and useful method like a poll first and poll last. Notice here I am polling the last is 9, and look the map now don't have a 9. And similarly like lots of method, but one more like a map dot reverse. These are the again nice method, and you are just print out, check the reverse. So whenever you want to reverse, but please be aware in the case of reverse, just return the view of your original. Now it is the reverse order. So now your all collections, maybe list, maybe set, maybe map, all are now can be arranged in a particular order. So sequence collections say कि whatever the collections you are using, and you want your collections value maintains some kind of particular order. In order we want to first, last, remove, ordering, reversing, you can use the sequence collections. This work for your list, this work for your set. For this only one interface, your collections, sequence collection, and for this is the for list, and if you want to use a set like maintain the unique value, you have a again sequence set. Similarly, sometime we are storing data in the map like we have a particular key and value, right? So in this case also you want our this map can be arranged in a particular order where I can get first, I can get last, I can poll first entry, last poll last entry, even I want to particular reverse order. So this collection existing map also we can make a particular order using the sequenced map. The sequence map is work with all your existing Java classes which directly implemented maybe sequence collections, sequence set or sequence map. So please note that whenever you are going to use, please check your class implementation class. They have implemented this sequence collections or not, sequence set or not, sequence map or not. In the collection framework, lots of classes are not implemented by this interface. Good example, let's your like a hash table. This is the one of legacy classes like here say hash table. new hash table. Okay, so this is the hash table, and let's map. Okay, here let's like a integer, here let's string. Okay, hash table. Notice here new hash table map interface. But is it possible, can I replace this map with the like sequenced map? No, because this hash table implementation, hash table is a part of the Java collection framework, but this class is not implemented your sequence map. You cannot use. So please be note what the class you are going to use for the collections. You have to check those class is implemented the sequence new interface or not, because these are the sequence is the sequence collection interface, sequence set interface, sequence map is interface. So if until you are not find the implementation classes, you cannot use. And please be note that JDK all the collection framework are not implemented this sequence collections are set or map interface. So JDK designers are implemented are you can say subset of collections framework classes like array list we use, like linked hash map use, like linked hash set use. So these are the some specific classes that are already implemented by your JDK. So you can use them. But if you want to new any other classes you want to use, you have to be cautious. The good option you can implement by yourself, because these are the interface you can implement yourself. But generally these which are mostly used collection framework for the collections, for the set, for the list and for the map, JDK 21 already implemented these implementation classes. So you don't worry, just you try to use them. And these 5 methods, add first, last first, remove first, remove last, and reverse. These all 5 methods are available in the list, in the set, in the map. And these are very handy method. And this method help us to you to save your developer times, and you can just use this method. And if you aware, you can use. If you don't aware this is a sequence collections offer this method, and you are using the same list interface and your same array list class have a functionality, but we are not going to use, because we are going to again manually write the code to finding the first, finding the last, removing the last, removing the first. Remove last from array list is a costly operations. Okay, so please, as a developer, this is our responsibility. We should aware these new interface and new API, new methods that are integrated by the Java designer in JDK 21 release. From this note, thank you.